the thoughts that we allow the mind to feed on and that we place in the deepest parts of our hearts, that they matter. And you say, well, how do our thoughts get placed in the deepest part of our hearts? The more we think them, the deeper they go. Let me say that again. The more you think a thought, the more you hold on to that hurt, the more you hold on to that wrong desire, the more you latch on to that, the deeper you are driving that into the bottom of your heart. And so our thoughts determine the condition of our heart. And so he says to his son, Rehoboam, and to us as well, incline your ear to my wise sayings. My son, attend unto my words. So these are the words of wisdom, and incline. And we don't use the word incline very much in the way that he's using it, but the word keep here is shamar, and it's the Hebrew word for observing, to tend to the hidden things, to preserve and maintain as a garden, to take the hidden things of the heart and to address them. And sometimes we don't want to address things because we're ashamed. We talked about that last week. Sometimes we don't want to address things because it would involve going to someone else and being honest about something that we did or said, and that's just not something that we're ready to do. And so it's important for us to know that we know some things in our hearts that will go to the grave with us, but it's important to address those things with God and to not allow those things to rob us from planting the seeds of truth and allowing them to grow. There was an older couple who was working in their yard, and they were on an ATV, and the wife was riding on the back, and she asked her husband if she could get off, and when she got off, this is what happened. Now, I don't know exactly what went down there, but I will guarantee you one thing. If he meant to do that, no one will ever know. That is a secret he is going to take to the grave. Did you mean to speed up right when you knew she was getting off? No one will ever know. But I will tell you, there's a lot of things in our hearts, in our lives, that we do that we're not really proud of, that we need to understand have a foundational impact. Jesus said that the seeds that we sow, they will reap a harvest. In fact, he said this in the parable of the sower in verse 13 of Matthew, or Matthew 13:23. He said, he that receiveth the seed into good ground. We'll talk about what good ground is in the weeks to come. He is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, and beareth fruit, and it bringeth forth 100 and some 60 and some 30-fold. Listen, there is a harvest to be had with healthy seed and good seed sown in good soil. And so he says, take this truth and place it in the midst of your heart. I love this word. Tavek is the Hebrew word. It's the core of someone. It's the center of your heart. He said, place this in the most important part of your heart. It's the same word they would use for the inside of a bedroom inside a house. So you go inside a house, then you go inside a bedroom, and the most private place of your house in your bedroom, that is the deepest part within. And that's the part we need to address. I think a lot of people put focuses and emphasis on the outward and how you look and how you relate to people and all of those things. But you know what God cares about is your heart. He cares about the inside. He cares about what's going on down in the deep part of your heart. And no one can rob the growth from that part right there. No one has the keys to take the joy from you and to take the health from you that God is giving to you. And so we are all born with broken hearts. And David said in Psalm 51:5, he said, I was shapen in iniquity, and sin did my mother conceive me. But he said, you desire truth to be in the inward parts, and the hidden part thou make me to know wisdom. Listen, what's going on in the hidden part of your heart matters. The word heart that he uses is a very common word, but it's lebeb, and it is for the inner man. It's the mind, will, and emotions. It's a place of desire. It's all that is within you, like I said before. It's the heart of hearts. And a new heart is a result of new habits. We'll talk about this as we go through this study, that habits formed in obedience to God's word develop hearts that are set in God's ways. And Proverbs outlines this so clearly, like in Proverbs 16:3, he says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts will be established. And so as we set our decisions and as we allow our thoughts to be committed to the Lord, our works are established. And as our works are established, our thoughts are established, and they go hand in hand.